In the early goings of Virginia Tech's trip to South Bend to take on Notre Dame, the Hokies initially looked like they were in for a miserable afternoon, falling behind 17-0 early, going down 24-7 at one point. Really, just the defense was gashed, was just torn apart by the Fighting Irish. However, the Hokies showed tremendous character, resolve, and determination to fight all the way back in the second half with a complete turnaround virtuoso performance to earn a 34-31 win over Notre Dame, giving Virginia Tech 8 wins on the season and the Hokies a great shot at getting back into the top 25. Meanwhile, Notre Dame is out of the postseason officially and have been guaranteed their first losing season since 2007. So, look, for Virginia Tech, like I said, the defense was a complete disaster in the first half. They were torn apart. Notre Dame quarterback Deshaun Kaiser, future early NFL draft pick, had a wonderful first half. He went 13 of 18 for 199 yards and 2 touchdowns. The second half, however, was a completely different story as he went 3 of 15 throwing for just 36 yards. Talk about a major difference. The Hokies allowed half as many yards in the second half, only giving up 150 in the third and fourth quarters. But really, Gerard Evans played an absolutely massive role in this win, throwing for 267 yards, 2 touchdowns, including that incredible catch from Bucky Hodges from 7 yards out that capped off the comeback, tying the game up at 31. You could really tell the tide had completely turned by that point. And Evans got it done through the air, and he really got it done running the ball as well. 18 carries for 67 yards and a great touchdown run. I say it before, and I'll keep saying it. It is a little bit frustrating to see Justin Fuente rely upon Evans so heavily, but when he gets the job like that, sometimes you just do what you got to do to grind out the wins. And the Virginia Tech rushing attack at this point is just so unpredictable. It's really hard to get a grasp on who's going to do what. I keep saying week after week, feed Trayvon. That did not happen. McMillan only had 1 carry for 2 yards. Stephen Peoples, however, stepped up, only had 32 yards on 11 carries, but did score a critical rushing touchdown. It was a surprise to see him normally lining up in an H-back spot, this time taking quite a few carries as a tailback. Marshawn Williams took his lumps, 8 carries for 28 yards. Sam Rogers a little bit better numbers-wise, 4 carries for 26 yards, 6.5 yards a carry, obviously much better than 3.5. Look, like I said before, the Virginia Tech running situation is extremely unpredictable. I hope that doesn't hurt Fuente in recruiting moving forward, but time will tell. In the passing game, though, plenty of distribution of catches. C.J. Carroll, look, he had an absolutely massive reception in the second half that was absolutely critical for building momentum for the Hokies. He had 3 catches for 80 yards. Isaiah Ford, once again, stepping up huge, 7 grabs for 86 yards. And perhaps the most agonizing moment of the game was when Cam Phillips failed to catch a perfectly thrown ball from Gerard Evans that turned into a tip drill for Notre Dame, got intercepted, and had the potential to really just throw cold water all over the comeback. Thankfully, the Hokies still persevered through that setback. But, and Cam Phillips, to his credit, did redeem himself with a touchdown grab not long after. So the Hokies, one of the biggest comebacks they've had in a long time. I believe their best comeback in at least 4 years. Truly, truly wonderful, wonderful resolve to go in on the road and achieve this kind of result. And a lot of people are going to be talking about Justin Fuente's outbursts, in the first half. Absolutely lost his mind over a false start call that should have been an offsides call. He was right. He was correct. However, it was a 15-yard penalty that knocked the Hokies back. Some people call that the moment that galvanized the Hokies. I don't think I would go that far. It was just eye-opening and surprising to see Justin Fuente have a human moment like that, to react the way he did, just going full savage mode. It made Tech fans feel like he's one of us, So, look, Fuente did what he had to do. There were times when I got a little bit frustrated and the play calling became a bit predictable. Sometimes Notre Dame knew exactly when Gerard Evans was running the ball and completely stuffed them. So there needs to be a little bit more creativity in the play calling, if you ask my opinion. And, moving forward, the Hokies certainly cannot afford to have the defense get torn apart like that. Week after week, they have found major struggles. I called Virginia Tech an elite defense earlier in the season. That is not the case anymore. At any rate, I fully expect Virginia Tech to go out and destroy UVA next week, Saturday after Thanksgiving. It is a noon kickoff, which is a disappointment. But look, Virginia Tech has beaten UVA 12 straight times. Last time UVA beat Virginia Tech, I had not even hit puberty, all right? Victory is the only acceptable result. The Hokies are going to pick up their 9th win next Saturday after a spectacular 8th win over Notre Dame. Can't wait to see how this team closes out the season. Justin Fuente, a real candidate for National Coach of the Year. I criticize sometimes. No coach is perfect. But, man, the Hokies have to be feeling so happy and lucky to have such a great head coach in Justin Fuente to lead this program moving forward. So with that, Hokies, I leave you with the usual. For those who have passed and for those to come, reach for excellence.